This is the What's Next podcast, Houston's #1 platform where I invite creatives to share their journeys and give us a depiction of their visions. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next?
Okay.
Yeah. What you know about that one, dog?
Okay. I know.
I figured you know that one. I figured you know it. Houston, Texas, man, let me let you know this. I finally got the writer, the MC of this record on the podcast. Wait for it. This is episode 82. Walk with us. Oh, man. Oh, man. You gonna rap? Go ahead.
I'm chilling. Kind of.
Man,
chilling.
Houston, Texas.
I got it out in the rest of the track.
Yeah.
I got the raps. I mean, for the right now I got them out right now.
Houston, Texas. We're back in the White Room. Welcome back to episode number 82 of the What's Next podcast, a production of Still Visionary Inc. Oh, man. Easy Eve, man.
Talk to me. What's good? Cam, what up?
Before we get started with the episode, let's introduce our social media handles so we don't disrupt the flow of the conversation when we get to that point.
Okay. I pretty much on I think on every social media, I think I changed it to just straight up Yves Ozoude. That's YVES OZOUDE. It's Instagram. That's Twitter. Mm-hmm. LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like that right now.
No doubt.
I think Facebook as well. But it's just my government. It's my stage name. It's my real name. Vice versa.
No doubt.
I mean.
My name is John Ross Dike II, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at John Ross Dike and _visionary. If you would, connect with me on LinkedIn, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my fan page on Facebook, and visit my website at stillvisionary.com. Directly in front of you, I have all my T-shirts that I sell that is now under the merch tab on my website, so you can shop stillvisionary.com/merch.
Shop with me.
No doubt. Listen, before we get into this episode, man, I want to say rest in peace. Rest in peace to Rayshard Brooks, to George Floyd. I want to say her name. Rest in peace to Breonna Taylor. I want to say rest in peace to the late, great John Thompson Jr. I want to say rest in peace to the legend Chadwick Boseman. I want to say rest in peace to Clifford Robinson.
Facts. And
I want to say rest in peace to anybody who's lost their life at the hands of police brutality. Yeah, man. We're here in support of bringing justice to those that have been slain.
Let's keep it funky. Just your general presence and your prowess, anything you do well is in support and in memoriam. Yeah. Just keeping going on is lit.
No doubt. No doubt.
Your presence, yeah.
Fam, I was saving this record for you.
Word. It's like that. You wanna
listen.
You in a state of mind and so real become physical.
This record is so hard.
It's like when you running.
Houston, Texas, I want you to know that this man right here is one of the greatest MCs that I've ever been had a privilege of knowing, shaking his hand.
So you get back in motion.
It's my man Easy Eve Saint. This is Bout A Dollar. Let's go.
Two eyes I can't close, different town, same road, just how that game goes. I choose fake, no fake shows. I lose weight, then way more. Must have believe me, I must try, gotta believe me. Nigga never knew about revenue. Niggas pick a side, red or blue. Greenbacks connected too. When I seen the trap, they got Reginald. I had to lean back, perspective. When I think back, I was the best in school, but invested my tools in ecstasy. Lawyer fees and extra shoes. Damn. The Lexus too, damn, the big boy Benz the cool. Santa Monica was Hanukkah, mine's in the band with the extra roof. Credit impeccable, work ethic exceptional. Beat the brakes off of my classmate from the tooth fairy and extra tooth. I don't got nothing to lose. I get everything in tools. I don't remember this girl, but she for me like she had something to prove. I don't know nothing about rules. I don't know, I'm so fucking confused. I don't see nothing but fooling. I don't do nothing but you.
Virgo season, we are here. Virgo season, we are here.
Yeah.
Man, how are you?
I mean, I'm well. Like honestly, man, you know, it's funny when I hear songs like that. You know, they never leave you, right? You write them in a moment, and they never leave you. But it's funny. It's like as I look at music now, I was leaving myself little time capsules. Seriously, like just things that I had to I was like a trail of crumbs, you know, because it's just because you're at that moment doesn't mean it's where you're supposed to be. Yeah. But you kind of want to remember it. Just kind of remember, you know, it's like a little diary. Yeah. When I hear that song right there, that first verse, that's crazy. That transported me. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, really, it's just one of those things where, you know, and music can do that too. It's beautiful. Yeah. Because I wouldn't tell you those things right now. Yeah.
Listen, I think it's important, fam. In lieu of the passing of the legend Chadwick Boseman, I think it's important for me to say to you, while you're here with us, that I am an absolute admirer of your music. It's a shame that we as a city couldn't put you to the platform that I feel like you deserve to be on. And before it's too late, because what I've been seeing is that like you hear the stories and the admiration and appreciation that people have for people when they go. And one thing that resonated with me a lot was Michael B. Jordan's words to Chadwick Boseman. I wish we had more time. So before that time comes, I want to tell you that, listen, I think that you are one of the illest MCs that I've ever had a privilege of shaking your hand. You know what I'm saying? And you know that. Yeah. And if I never get to tell you that, I'm glad that I got a chance to tell you that here.
Well, you know, hearing that from you, you've never left me short of love. I'll be honest with you. You've always let me know when you appreciate me. Let me know when you don't appreciate me. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that because it's a real existence. But mostly, you brought up as far as me, you know, I'm not from Houston, you know? Yeah. And I love Houston, and I wanted to do my part to add to Houston. But I kind of always knew that it would be a little weird if it should turn out that way. It'd be a little weird if I was the guy, right? Not saying I would try any less hard, right? Right. But I mean, I got the towers on, you know.
Yeah, but I think that, you know, it might only be weird because it is Houston. Other places people go all the time and pop.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is that, I think I took it that, you know, the city needed representation, needs representation from its own, you know. And if I'm being honest, I love music, but I don't love the rap industry. I don't love to be a part of it. I love to participate when I want to participate. And, you know, you really don't want a fair weather guy. Yeah. You know, just dipping in and dipping out when he wants to. Yeah. Because, I mean, I know what I'm good at. I know I'm good. It has nothing to do with that. It's just sometimes it's like, fuck out of here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I don't like the industry, and I didn't mesh well with the industry of it. But no complaints, you know? Yeah. I enjoy it. I mean, you see. Yeah. We're enjoying ourselves. Enjoyable, yeah.
If you could define yourself in one word, what would it be?
Persistent. Persistent. Like in all things worth doing, I'm persistent.
No doubt.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? I wouldn't have been able to answer that.
Why?
A while ago, because I would have tried to find something more, you know, colorful. Yeah. You know, but it's very simply, I'm just persistent, and I think it's my greatest quality, and also my greatest failure as well. Yeah. You know,
persistence.
Sometimes you just gotta know when to quit.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. And we'll get to that because listen, I have had a lot of great interviews on here. Let me not say interviews, but conversations on here. And you know, talking to my business partner last week, Mario Wansa, shout out to my man. I learned a lot from him. Over the course of your journey, I learned a lot from you. And I've had a lot of conversations on here, but I can't think of a conversation that I was dying to have. I've seen you on other platforms, and I said to myself, I'm ready to finally fix my stuff so that I can get the likes of you and other people that I admire on here, right? And so what do you think that people should take from our conversation today?
I'm glad. This is a great question, Jay.
Yeah.
You remember, I think, in the ride earlier, I was saying that if nothing else you get from this conversation, I just want to let you know you have time.
Right.
You have time. Man, woman, our biggest foe, source of anxiety. Just we're constantly in opposition with time.
Yeah.
Time can be your enemy. It can be your ally. And I hope after this you feel like you have time.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, because when you said it in the car, I didn't want to give away my answer, but, I've heard a lot of people speak on anxiety. I don't have that. What I have is, I'm wondering, when will it happen for me? Right. And a lot of our conversation today, I see a lot of myself in you.
Yeah.
Right. That struggle of being an artist, trying to juggle life with that. And later on in the podcast, I want to delve into that and move away from the art, but move into what is sustaining us in life. You know what I'm saying? But I've had Todd on here. Shout out to my man Todd. I've had Tubo on here. Shout out to my man Danny Ocean. But I'll ask you this, because I don't know if I'll ever get Candlestick on here. And when I was in LA, I missed Free by maybe an hour or so. What happened?
Let me not say I think. I know now. Before I would have been I think. What I know happened now is that when you have a group of people, right, you tell yourself this is how it's going to go. This is who they are. Right. And over the years, you have to give credence to how people change. And it's not necessarily changing for bad or good. It's just that people change, right? Their goals, their outlook may change. I'm very, like I said, I'm very persistent. And I hold people to who I believe they are. Yeah. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, but if people don't want to be held to that, you really can't do it. Yeah. Right? I'm not the sheriff. Right. Not the energy sheriff. At some point, it just gets to, my fatigue is not greater or more relevant or less relevant than your fatigue. If I feel like I'm doing something, or if I feel like I'm doing more, if you feel like you're doing less, if someone decides, hey, I'm tired, I need a break, it's really not my right to tell them, nah, you got to keep going. Yeah. Now, I come from a sports background. I don't really deal with the concept of tired. Right. But people do get tired. Right. And you don't get to tell them they're not. Yeah. I'll speak for myself. I was so invested financially, energy-wise and spiritually, at a time where, some people got tired that it killed me to hear that somebody wanted to take a break when I was literally spending my livelihood. Yeah. And I took it personally. And I made the right decision, but I think I put the wrong energy into it. And, as I've grown, I've realized that I wasn't very graceful in that. But I do feel like I did what I needed to do. Right. And it's tough also because I'm the only rapper. Right. Right. So it feels very, malevolent. Like you're doing this, you're breaking it up. And I guess for all intents and purposes, I was. But that was never my intention. It was just that I decided to make a decision for myself. Right. And I know that there's some resentment that comes along with that. But I think what I could have done better was be more graceful about it, be more explanatory about it, and not as reactive. Right. I had to, just like you, myself, last week I was talking to my man Mario, and I didn't want to bring this type of energy into the podcast, but I had to apologize to him. And in apologizing to him, I had to say that, I spent a lot of time resenting people. And I had to, when I got a chance to see them again, I had to apologize to them and say, listen, from the bottom of my heart, it was only because this is all I thought I had. And I wanted to make it. And the fact that not him, but the fact that the people that I let in did not have that. Only person that I am still cool with is my homegirl, Takara Taylor. T. Melly, what up? But everybody else, I had to kind of like go back and apologize and say, listen, this is all I thought I had. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, I wanted
this bad, and because you didn't exude that same energy, whenever you were taken away for the benefit of you and not for the benefit of what was going on, because here I put you in a spot to win on my own dollar, on Mario's dollar, and because you didn't give that back to me, and you had your own way, you had your own plan from the beginning, it kind of just set me aflame.
That's a good word, aflame.
Right. And so I had to apologize to Chelsea at Phil's birthday party last year. And, I told my man, I was like, listen, man, oh boy, was icy. Man, I really messed up a lot of relationships.
That's hard. That's hard to do. It's not easy to like actually say that, and not for nothing. Being accountable is not easy. It's necessary, but it's not easy because when you're accountable, you also you become vulnerable.
Right.
And you set yourself up. Well, not set yourself, but you open yourself up for attacks because people can be like, yeah, and but it's a chance you got to take, and it's really just freeing yourself. It's not about what anyone else is gonna say. It's about setting yourself free and letting them know that you're aware. Right. And awareness really does clears the negative energy in a different way. They may never fuck with you again.
Right.
But you do clear that negative energy of confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just what it was. It was never personal.
Yeah. I always felt that
Nobody know who got the cure for Tupac's occurs. That cute drop.
Always
they
felt.
want it, but who's got the nerve? Ain't too popular getting juice.
Just given a chance.
Juice box, you heard?
Yeah.
My mother speak French.
Yeah.
EYSNESL trench.
Yeah.
French bread.
Yeah.
The songs getting spent.
Yeah.
M&M, and I ain't talking H&M. Guess how much he pay for them?
Houston.
Blame Sue, Nazi and Sue paparazzi. Upscale, Ayo camera rolling like yachts.
This guy ain't from here, but I'ma claim him as my own. We need it.
Getting by best efforts, get your dinner, nigga. To getting by's best record, I'm a winner, nigga. They get to buy fresh levers in the winter, nigga. They get them by.
Listen,
women, sex,
I
and
do
women.
this.
Rowdy on the pool, sitting like the rodeo. Ain't my
I do
first
this.
one, I've
For
been
real.
being since polio. Nana, mama, auntie, sissy, bestie, and the homies know your bitch want a real nigga. Doesn't she Pinocchio? Feeling like Tupac curves that cute drop. The warning, but who's got the nerve?
You can't do nothing but nod your head. Stop it.
Shout out to boy Free.
You can't do nothing but nod your head. Stop it. Juice.
I love the surprises. What's I gotta remember is even me. It's okay to feel yourself.
Oh,
it's
man.
Okay to feel yourself.
I never said, and another form of appreciation that I wanted to say to you, man, in this episode was when I delved into production, right? We grow up and we watch a lot of people make films, and if not for nothing, the acting is one thing, but how people package it with the score music and everything makes the production something that you can feel in your core. And, I want to say thank you for allowing me to use your music in various forms of the projects that I've had over the past 10 years.
Picture me saying, no, that's weird. That's weirdo stuff. Get out of it. We get it.
You know what I'm saying? And you, it was one of those for sure. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
nothing else.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna. I got some paperwork to. Yeah, fuck out of here. It's. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, but I from all the way back to Grussell Diaries to the Who Cares podcast to this podcast to
Russell.
Yeah.
Man, Grussell.
Yo, Mario, you see?
Grussell.
Diary.
Yeah.
Oh man, to Chameleon Sunrise where we used Live a Little we used, man. Oh my God, man. You gonna make me listen, man.
Live a Little is a
oh man, hold on, man.
That's a departure from the regular. We love it.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. You guys listen. Oh man.
Yeah.
I love it.
I wear these jeans like
every day. Yeah.
Listen, man. You guys were magical. just being in the studio with y'all was you know, a dream come true because we don't have that down here.
Well, it was. Looking back, we were just doing what we did. Well, actually, you want to hear?
Go ahead.
So I was drunk off my ass in Omar's apartment, Midtown, and I remember I was on his Mac, and I actually started the beat. For this one right here. I didn't really have much else to take it for, but I had an imagination. I'm like, you know, we got to do this, but I didn't know how to really get it done.
Right.
And they let me. You know, the guys didn't say get that shit out of here. You know?
Right.
They let me, and it turned into something beautiful. But I think what they knew was that I was trying to get across a point. Right. And I trusted them to get across their musical technical ability, right? But the song was I was drunk and I was tired. Right. I was also tired of feeling like, you know, you get drunk, you have a good time, you get a little smoke in your system, and you get tired of feeling guilty about it. Right. Like, yeah, I'm a little high, so what? Big deal. Yeah. You know, I'm very high. Yeah. Probably won't remember this, so what? You know? Yeah. Yeah. And it's the thing for people to say, hey, look, cut loose, whatever. No big deal. Still a good guy. Try to be. I don't know. Just live a little while you got the time. Right. You know, not every day, right? You know, you got things to do. But live while you got the time, man, and you know, a little balance. Right. Right. That's really what this song was about. And trust me, I was out of sorts when I started this. Yeah. I was kind of just like dozing off at the computer. Right. Yeah. Right. And I'm saying, you know, it was one of those things where it was just like, we need to sing Evie, let me hold some. Go ahead, what you need? You send over the MP3s. It's just like clockwork, magic. I don't I think I remember doing a good job. Right. I think I remember trying. I think I remember putting in effort. I don't remember a lot. It was just a big blur of just trying to do my best. And in that lack of detail, you do a lot of wrong, you do a lot of good. You just hope that the scales balance out in your favor. Right. At some point. But I'd be lying if I told you I can remember everything. Right. Sometimes you gotta remind me about shit sometimes. Yo,
you know I'm going to. I'm not gonna let you listen. I've always asked you when you're gonna put them back on iTunes. We need them.
And I did. Yeah. I did. And you know, there was a little static about me putting it on. And I think the interpretation was that I was trying to put it on and like trying to take credit, you know, for everything, whatever. But I was putting it on at the urging of, you know,
listen,
I was just trying to put the stuff out. Yeah,
I'm a big supporter of people that I know that were getting it like I was getting it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so you were rapping back in the day. I was doing poetry at U of H at all the events back in the day. You know what I'm saying. And so it's one of those things like I am a fan of y'all work. I will go down to the grave saying that.
Well, and the reason I can really appreciate that and not feel weird about it is because you were there. And I'm not saying like anyone who says they're a fan, I appreciate it, but you saw it. You were there, so I can really appreciate it. And to me, I feel like you're a witness. Yeah. More than anything. Yeah. Like you saw it. You were there.
Yeah, man. You know, what song's on your mind?
Man. So I've been listening to I think it's Bob Dylan. I think it's Change is Coming. It's a short song, very simple, but it's about the inevitability of when the waves come and wash away what was old, and anything that doesn't get what was coming, you're gone, right? And I think that's a perfect song right now, especially coming from him. You know, he a white male, Southern, you know. If I think, he's Southern, right? Right. And he's speaking about change in such a way where it's like, this is not a choice, it's a force in nature. Right. And I just listen to it sometimes just as a reminder that this is not a choice. This is not a thing of, oh, this election is going to change it. Like, no. This is happening regardless. Justice will be served. Change is coming. And if you don't get with it, you will expire promptly. Right. This world cannot sustain this type of behavior. It's not built for it. It's not sustainable. So I listen to that song, and it's so simple, but it's so impactful, and it's so permanent. Right. That one and Micaela by La Sonora Carruseles. Okay. That's just my shit.
Is that Spanish?
Oh, yeah.
Because you came off like a Spanish guy.
Nah, not really. Like that's like I'm constantly playing that. I just need to get going. It's that who?
Yeah.
It just gets me going. Real niggas.
Listen, for me, man. Song that's on my mind.
Todd, real snap. Niggas. Todd, snap. Real niggas.
Listen, you said some pivotal stuff in here, man. Man, when you said some of my real ends white,
yeah.
Can't even steal on these dudes. I ain't even got to steal on me, dude. Talk shit like they still want me to. I ain't gonna kill none of these dudes.
Listen, Houston, I promise you, it ain't gonna be all music, even though I want it to be. It ain't gonna be all music. But y'all gotta understand where I come from.
Like, why God create these niggas? Well, God gave them life, that's right. But our paws make these niggas. I'm an Apple product with example conduct. 718 Queens, nigga.
Yeah.
MOP, State P, nigga. I don't fuck with nobody else but the realest of the real.
Listen, if your kids are listening, understand I had to unleash this. Episode 82 of the What's Next podcast. A creative story. That's not the track, that's my tagline, a creative story. I might let this song rock. I might let it rock.
Some of my real niggas white, well, they can never be a real nigga, right? Sight. In light of they work, they might be feel niggas twice. Bite my head off of that, but those who tried to dead me off was black. So I prescribe to no color, something you should know right off the bat. Back to the bullshit, part of my back to the bullshit. I'm Jordan like that. Wizard when I wish a nigga would. Whisper from a prince heard that I should. Prince of hell to my principles.
Shout out to the Niceguys.
Guys. The guys. Yeah.
Big Sean just dropped his album.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I'm on this album now.
Who the fuck are you? You know my name, you're my dame. It's only fair you share, wasn't you? Anonymous before your drama ticks. You figure making a scene to get the problem fixed. You playing politics with a problem, kid. And I can't make any promises, but I got a lot of props on my time is split between.
Listen, I gotta hit a third verse, y'all. I'm sorry.
But then again, she know what I'm about. Wouldn't be surprised to be. I don't fuck with nobody else but the realest of the real. We ride, we ride, we ride, we ride.
We talking about U of H 2009, 2010, 2008.
We ride, we ride. I don't fuck with nobody else but the realest of the real. We ride,
Yeah, yeah.
we ride, we ride, we ride.
That's my verse, Evie.
We ride, we ride, we ride. Real niggas, man, I miss my niggas. Deji, shooter,
R.I.P.
Can't forget my nigga. Show me love in the age. Gun on my waist. Shoot me out a little. Put that mud in my drink. Yeah, blood on my face. To blood on my hands. Magic might see that's my nigga. Dallas might see that's a man. Sleazy Lee, Southwest Bow. Easy, he was out of control. Till candle stick this man. 2 clips. Barrels barely made it. Bullets hit and bowing through that bullshit with him. Deji got me paid. OG Rusty got me grown. Bumby said I must be hate. Can't have saved me from myself or show me something else. Y'all let me live my nuts and justice. Love me through my hell. I love my niggas. All my niggas, real niggas. Y'all throw good Sean Otis, than my nigga. James Kelly, that my nigga.
Yeah.
And mommy send me scripture.
Yeah.
You know my soul needs saving.
Yeah.
And that's why you my nigga.
Real niggas. Nobody else but the realest of the
Listen,
real.
man.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one. There's a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a moment.
So, fam, you know, when I thought about you and your evolution,
Thank
right?
you. Thank you. Evolution is a
Yeah.
compliment. Thank you.
When I thought about you and your evolution, right? I pictured myself and I said, you know, you got to grow up sometime, right?
That's dangerous, though. To phrase it like that is dangerous.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. Right. You got to grow up sometime, right? And I said to myself, how long can I sustain? How long can I sustain wanting what can take a lifetime to achieve? right? And I said to myself, and I've come through a lot. I became an educator. God said the same. I'm gonna be a realtor before the third quarter end, right? I got married. I bought a house, right? And all of that, although those are milestones in a man's life, you kind of want what your heart has always wanted.
Passion.
Yeah. Right. And so I said to myself, will I ever truly be able to let it go? And when we were driving back here in the car, you said that you couldn't go back to what you knew was keeping you down.
Yeah. Okay. So ask me a question.
And so now I see you on IG now, you're thriving, you look good. You pulled up in a nice thing, and I said, ooh. I said, ooh, my brother, look at him.
Cut it out.
Look at him.
Cut it out.
But how did you know that you had to let go of music?
Best question. So I never let go of the music.
Right.
The music is in me. You know that. You see me.
Oh, no doubt.
I never let go of the music. What I let go was the environment. And me being who I am and where I'm from, I have my weaknesses, I have my strengths, I have my habits. And in the environment I was in, for music, it wasn't healthy for me. I didn't know how to exist in it healthily. People could tell you, I was aggressive, easily disappointed, constantly, with unrealistic expectations of people. There was a time I thought it was rap. You're supposed to keep it real. Right. I learned that wasn't the norm.
Right.
Very disappointed.
Right.
My behavior, I think I ruined a lot of business for the Niceguys.
Right.
Not a lot, but major business. Being aggressive with people I feel like weren't treating us well.
Right.
Now, coming from where I'm from, I was just doing what was. You had to know that was coming.
Right.
That kind of
right.
Thing. I'm not, I'm trying to be too specific. But,
Right. You ain't got to.
Yeah.
Because we can put it together.
And I realized that, man, while I am talented, it's a God gift. It's God's gift. Maybe I shouldn't be here. I just did not agree fundamentally with the business of music.
Right.
And I found myself drinking more, just to cope, just to be around.
Right.
It's too much. It's like, do you really even want to be here?
Right.
You know how they say now, I hate it here.
Right.
That
right.
kind of thing.
Right.
But I love music.
Right.
So I had to find a way to do what I love and also be where I need to be. And also in the music industry, I wasn't using all of myself. I'm dynamic. I have a lot of parts of myself that I wasn't able to express. So I generally felt stifled. I was generally stifled. And you don't realize that until you actually allow yourself the space to do whatever you want to do.
Right.
And then you realize, like, oh, there's other things I'd like to talk about and be and dress and, execute. All these things. Yeah.
God bless the dead. Chadwick Boseman said, sometimes you need to feel pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you.
Stop playing. Come on, man. Stop playing. Get off my phone. Get off my phone. But you talking about this right here?
Right there.
Stop playing, man.
Sometimes you need to feel pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you. God bless the dead.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunately it's a catch-22. I would never purposely subject myself to pain and sting. It doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
But you get the real truth through the pain and sting.
Right.
Until then, you just getting it, it's just hearsay. And you just staying away. Like somebody say, that's a bad block, don't go there.
Right.
So you stay away. But you really can't talk about that block. You don't really know it. And there's also some things you can learn on that block.
Right.
But everybody don't make it off that block. But would I ever purposely go to that block? No, I'm not going there.
Right.
Why would I do that?
Right.
I just happen to be there.
Right.
You get no extra credit for being a crash dummy.
Right. Facts.
That's what it is.
Facts. So now presently, what's your music now? presently?
You said my muse?
Yeah. What are you doing now to sustain, to, if not fill the void, bring life to 2020, despite all the...
Man, yeah. So, man, a lot. Well, let me not say a lot, but that's loaded.
Right.
That's one. But I'm going to focus on the part, how do you bring life to a seemingly overwhelmingly dead situation, right? It's that thing I was talking about, that persistence, right? They say, I think, what was the quote? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right? Our people, black people, African people, fuck it, people of color, whatever, if you want to look at it, downtrodden people. Our skill, we're not just, you're familiar with guerrilla warfare, right?
Right.
Okay, we're not just dancers and athletes and all these things. And, some of us are doctors, lawyers. We're a lot of things, right? But one thing nobody talks about is our resilience. And at this point, our resilience is our biggest attribute.
Right.
The fact that we can take more than anybody on this planet. We can dance in a hurricane.
Right.
We can sing in a tornado.
Right.
And that alone is what it reminds me to smile, if I can remember to, during all this bullshit. Now, the way I'm talking may sound like victim talk, like just sit there and take it. Absolutely not.
Right.
What I am saying is that there's a smart way to get a result, and there's more obvious ways to get a result. My thing is always never let them see you coming. It's like a movie, Spook, Who Sat by the Door. Rest in peace, Sam Greenlee, who wrote the book, and when the movie came out, was banned by the FBI. I think it was like 1969. And basically, if you're black in America right now, and you don't realize you're at war, you're in trouble. Now, if you do realize you're at war, then that means you'll do whatever it takes to be successful and survive the war, to win the war. And to win the war, there's different levels of defense, right? In a war right now, you got intelligence, right? You got people on the ground, you got Air Force, you got all types of, There's no room for ego. In war, I think we need more duty.
Right.
We have to be more dutiful. And we have to find ways to camouflage ourselves, because that's what we do in war. Don't let them see you coming.
Right.
So the spook who sat by the door, when he's sitting there with the, my thing is the guy in the room that, be in the room with the janitor, being there with the mop.
Right.
While they talking all that shit, they don't think you anything. With the mop in there cleaning, but your ears is open.
Right.
So the joy I find is anytime I talk to another black man or black woman, child, whatever, is when I hear them feel in that sense of duty. And however you feel that sense of duty, I can't tell you what to do with it.
Right. But
you take it into whatever you do, into your leg of the armed forces.
Right.
And you mobilize there. But we built for it. Just remember that.
Right.
At this point.
Man. Today is September the 3rd.
Yep.
2020. Yep. And I believe we have 119 days left in the year. What do you hope to attain in 119 days? Oh, man.
In 119 days. Honestly, I kind of skipped over the year. I was just talking to my lady earlier, and I was already in next year. And 119 days, I want to close out strong. I think that sounds a little cliche. What I want to do is I just want to make a few things right, business-wise. I want to go into the next year with a lot more, how should I say, social media or just, media presence. I'd like to be the person or the individual that our community comes to for honest, transparent advice and loans, as far as mortgages come, because we're generally disenfranchised when it comes to home mortgages, like, home financing. We don't know And we kind of count ourselves out. We're underprepared. We're just generally not getting the best of the mortgage industry.
Right.
I'd like to be the person, whether you actually get the mortgage with me or not, you can actually say, well, he told me the truth. If you're not going to do the business with me, at least let me arm you for whoever you go to do the business with.
Right.
Because I do feel that I need to fulfill a purpose. I do feel a sense of duty, and part of me not doing music was that I felt like I wasn't being a serious man. For me, I didn't feel serious to myself. I felt silly. Not because music is silly, because I know me, Yves, Songoli Kana Ozude, needed to be doing more.
Right.
It's war.
Right.
I would like to make a few comments.
You know I had to play this record, right?
Concerning the difference
Oh man,
between the Black Revolution
I played the hell out of
and
this
the
record.
Negro Revolution.
I played the hell out of this record in episode number 66, Bloodshed, of my podcast, which is now streaming on my website, SoundCloud for now, Spotify for now, Apple Podcast for now. I'm not going into 2021 the same way. Houston, Texas, walk with us.
When it rains and pours, let me change the forecast, Lord. Give me the strength, hurricanes are more. If hurricanes are all that remain in store for me,
Dang, I guess I'ma bang bang some more.
Remember days of your disdain for the law, but shit changes never.
There's no way possible that this man, let me lower it.
I give a fuck if I acquire tuition. Niggas dying if they try my position. I envision benevolence for the hell of it. Endless malevolence for the smell of it. Do you know the scent of bloodshed?
I hate to talk over Malcolm, but it's no way possible that I would have this man on my podcast, the man who's let me use his music, the duration of my production life, and not play some of the stuff that I feel I grew up on. Houston, Texas. To know me is to love me.
Yeah.
And I love Eve, so you gotta know Eve too.
Gotta love you.
I'm no Fred Hampton Jr., but a Fred Hampton shooter would have been at my I would have been clapped the Ruger. I ain't been ladder's dude. I never crashed without the tool. A nigga did dirt.
Pushing up grass and petunias.
Revolution revolves around execution. Not involved, gotta execute them. Can't resolve, so it's death they choosing. I can solve it, the solution is all about retribution.
Yeah.
When the scourge of the just get just what they deserve, then justice is served, not destitution. Evolution prevails, the ills of what ails, the desolate set precedent. Wanna get to the root, check the present tense. Check the president, nigga, forget hesitance.
One man can't do what seven can't.
But never feel undermanned. Understand what is heaven sent is definite.
Easy Eve, man. I feel like we haven't scratched the surface, but I don't want to be the guy who is hanging on to the past. I don't want to talk about the Niceguys no more. Y'all will always be legends to me.
I appreciate that.
Always.
I appreciate that.
But like I said, I had to have you on here, man, because it's only right. I think that you're a staple in my career.
You got to understand. This is, I think on the internet they say this is giving me life. I think that's what the term is, giving me life. I'm here for it. It's the candor for me. All of the internet phrases. I got to be honest with you. I put my head down and I work.
Yeah.
That's really it. I don't really have much else to do.
Yeah.
You know, I get very involved. People have what's that, ADHD or ADD, whatever. I don't suffer from that.
Right.
Like, I put my head down and work, be it writing, be it mortgages, be it the parties, putting whatever. I forget to eat, seriously.
Right.
And I just, I pick my head up and it's like, oh, it's evening. I should probably drink some water and get a bite.
Right.
So anytime someone reminds me and stops me and be like, yo, I appreciate something you did, I'm like, thank you. Sometimes I need to be reminded because when we talk about time as an ally, whatever, so much time has passed me by while I'm doing. I didn't really take time to sit back and be like, oh, wow, you did something that matters. Appreciate yourself.
Right. Right.
So what I told you about
Yeah.
being more detailed,
Yeah.
I've decided that I was getting this type of anxiety. Like time was moving so fast, I don't have enough time. And life dealt me a few blows to where I had nothing but time.
Right.
But to look at myself, and it's tough. Your conscience is loud. Your demons are loud.
Right.
It's rough. But you can slow down time by being detailed, paying attention to what you're doing. Do it well. If you did it well yesterday, do it better. Do it more often. Add something else. Your right hand's good. Work on your left hand. You know, you add. And you get so much out of the day. You're waking up at 6 a.m. every day. You got all your work done by noon.
Right.
It's noon. You're like, oh,
I can actually go outside.
I mean, I could really, forgive me, I could go fuck off, or I could do some more shit.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, that's how you slow the day down. And I had to do that for my sanity, man. Like, for my sanity and to save my own life. To save my own life, I had to kill myself. I had to kill a version of myself that wasn't serving me. A version of myself that, I put on a cape for myself, man. Like in Queens, I was scared every day. Scared every day. Didn't even really realize it, but I became the thing I was scared of in order to not be
Right.
the victim. I'm really big on not being a victim.
Right.
And I think it's just now I'm realizing, I think it's safe to take it off.
Right.
You don't got to be that. And I got so good at it that I forgot that, I'm capable of a lot more than just being a tough guy.
Right.
And I'm happy now that, that's why I said I had to kill myself. Like, literally. The version of myself that I knew, I had to just curb stomp it. It's raw when you wake up. It's raw when you come to. It's like, shit, I don't know this guy, but it feels more natural.
Right.
I'm not pressed. So any type of, congratulations I get now, I really feel. Because it was at a time when I look back, I feel like I didn't even like myself. So I wasn't even congratulating myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I acted like I did because I didn't want to seem ungrateful, right? You win an award, but I wasn't really fucking with me. I'm glad you are, but I'm not. So now I can actually feel it.
Right.
I took off the Kevlar.
Right.
So
Right.
Thank you, seriously.
No doubt. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next for you?
So actually, I gave you a little bit of it.
Right.
What we got to do, but it's not very exciting. What's next for me, man? Like, I really want to build a family. I have my lady. I love her to death. I have my family. I really just want to, get family closer. Just really get this money in real big and real tight. Keep it in the family and just be fruitful and just, let me tell you something. So a lot of shit I didn't really know. Sitcoms.
Right.
These niggas is eating. They eat over, You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, I've decided everybody gets the best now. Everybody gets the best, and we work for it. So what's next for me is not even a career move, but what fuels the career moves is the life stuff. That's why I really don't get tired. Like I told you, I was just kicking it with my nephews and my niece.
Mm-hmm.
They was doing backflips off my stomach.
Yeah.
Tired when they need stupid ass toys and shit.
Right. honorary.com/merch. This is my man Easy Eve Saint.
265. You know what it is, man.
Oh man,
I'm here, baby.
with my heart and soul.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be the best man for you.
Yeah.
Houston, Texas. This is what I do.